Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Triple H has worked for WWE in various on-screen and off-screen roles since joining the company in 1995. Legendary commentator Jim Ross recently clarified rumors about his relationship with the game. In the late 1990s, Triple H feuded with top stars The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin after becoming WWE's main bad guy. Ross, a play-by-play announcer at the time, often blasted the wrestlers' villainous antics while commentating. Some fans thought Ross legitimately had issues with Triple H due to his character's hatred of the King of Kings. However, the 72-year-old said on the latest episode of Grilling JR that the speculation is false. "I went on a vendetta, as a television character, about him and tried to make him a bigger heel than he was," Ross stated. "There's still people to this very day think that I hate Triple H and he hates me and all that stuff. It's pro wrestling. Our job is to get talent over and to establish their persona, and I thought we did a nice job of establishing Triple H's persona that followed his lead on how all that stuff worked out." 1 hour 17 minutes and 22 seconds to 1 hour 17 minutes and 49 seconds. On August 23, 1999, Triple H won the first of his 14 world titles when he defeated Mankind for the WWE Championship on Raw. More than 2 decades on, he is WWE's Chief Content Officer and main roster creative figurehead. Jim Ross on Triple H's rise to become a WWE main eventer. Steve Austin was written off television for almost a year after Survivor Series 1999 to undergo neck surgery. While the Texas Rattlesnake was absent, Triple H stepped up and cemented his spot in the main event picture. Jim Ross thinks the former D-Generation X member was the only person who was ready to become a new top star during that time. Triple H just earned the spot. I mean, I don't know who else you would pick out of our roster that was more ready for the spot that Triple H earned than Triple H. He earned his spot and he was really, really good at it. 1 hour and 17 minutes to 1 hour 17 minutes and 20 seconds. In the same episode, Ross disclosed details about the AEW star who alienated a lot of people due to his comments about Austin. What are your thoughts on Triple H as a wrestler? Hit the discuss button and let us know. In a recent interview, WWE legend Randy Orton sat down to address long-standing rumors about his relationship with Triple H. The speculations of tension between the two stars had been swirling in wrestling circles for years, with fans piecing together any clue they could find from segments, interviews, and backstage rumors. Some even believed that Orton hated Triple H, given their sometimes tense on-screen interactions and a few off-screen disagreements that had leaked to the public. The setting for Orton's interview was relatively relaxed, a plush armchair in a warmly lit studio, his demeanor relaxed but serious. He leaned back, hands clasped, his expression unreadable. A man of few words and strong convictions, Orton wasn't known for engaging in petty drama, but it was clear that the questions had lingered with him. "I don't know how it started," he began, glancing thoughtfully at the interviewer. "Maybe it was the storyline stuff. Maybe it was just fans wanting to believe there was this real rivalry between us. But here's the truth. I respect Triple H. Always have." Orton paused, letting his words sink in before he continued. "People seem to think there's some kind of hatred there because we've butted heads. And yeah, we did have some differences. I've never been shy about speaking my mind, and neither has he. But that doesn't mean I hate him. That's just business, and it's part of what makes WWE what it is. We're in a business that thrives on tension and high stakes, and sometimes that spills over." The interviewer, sensing that Orton was ready to open up, asked him to share specific moments that might have fueled the rumors. Orton nodded, recalling a particular period in his career when he felt Triple H was hard on him. "Early on, yeah, he pushed me in ways that I didn't always appreciate. I'd just won my first world title, I was young, cocky, and maybe I thought I had it all figured out." Orton chuckled, a bit of nostalgia creeping into his tone. "Hunter saw that and felt I wasn't ready. He'd pull me aside, tell me things I didn't want to hear. It was frustrating. I'd walk away thinking, Who does he think he is? Orton's voice softened as he reflected. But now, looking back, I see what he was doing. He saw my potential, but he also saw that I was young and reckless. He pushed me to bring out the best in me, even if I hated him for it at the time. As Orton spoke, it became clear that his relationship with Triple H was more complex than mere rivalry or tension. It was one built on respect, sometimes tough love, and a shared understanding of the unique pressures that came with their roles in WWE. Orton revealed how, after a particularly rough match, Triple H had approached him backstage with words that had stuck with him. He told me, "Randy, you're going to go down as one of the best in this business. But only if you let yourself. Only if you don't get in your own way," Orton recounted, his voice thick with a mixture of pride and reflection. At the time, I brushed it off. But years later, I realized he was right. He was looking out for me, and that's something I'll never forget. Orton went on to explain that while their differences often flared up in public, they had always found common ground in their dedication to WWE. He recalled a particularly intense argument in 2013 over creative direction, where the two nearly came to blows. We were in his office, and I was beyond frustrated. We had a storyline planned that I just didn't think made sense, and I told him flat out that it was a mistake. He disagreed, and we got into it. There was yelling, and it almost turned into something more, Orton said, a small smirk crossing his face. But after that, we both calmed down, and he just looked at me and said, "If you care that much, then I know you're going to give it your all." And he was right. Despite the on and off disagreements, Orton insisted that they'd always come out stronger. If you're in this business long enough, you're going to have conflicts. But real pros know how to move past them. That's why, for me, there's no hatred, no bad blood. The interviewer asked Orton how he felt about Triple H's recent ascension to a higher executive position in WWE and whether he thought it affected their dynamic. Orton nodded thoughtfully, acknowledging that things had changed. With Hunter in charge, there's a new energy in WWE. Some might say it's more corporate, more about the business side. But honestly, I think he's been good for WWE. He knows this industry inside and out, and he's one of the few people who really understands what it takes, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. So no, I don't feel bitter or threatened by it. If anything, I'm glad someone who loves this business is steering the ship. When asked if he'd like to work more closely with Triple H in the future, perhaps even in a role outside of wrestling, Orton didn't hesitate. Absolutely. I'm in a place now where I think I could give back in a different way. Triple H is someone who knows how to bring out the best in people, even when they don't see it themselves. If there's a way I can be a part of that, I'd be all for it. People might think that's crazy, given all the talk about tension, but those are just rumors. To close the interview, Orton leaned forward, making direct eye contact with the camera. I know fans want there to be this big story, some deep-seated hatred between us. But that's not real life. What's real is respect. I respect Triple H for everything he's done for me, for WWE, and for this business. And if people want to know if there's anything personal between us, the answer is simple. I'm grateful for everything he taught me, even when it wasn't easy. As he got up to leave, Orton gave the interviewer one last comment that seemed to wrap up his feelings perfectly. Triple H and I? We're like brothers. We've fought, we've laughed, we've gone through it all. But at the end of the day, there's respect. And in this business, that's what matters. With those words, Orton walked off the set, leaving fans with a new understanding of the real relationship between him and Triple H. The hatred they'd imagined was nothing more than a complex, multifaceted respect built over years of challenges, triumphs, and learning from one another. And in WWE, respect like that is worth more than gold.